everybody, welcome to Living with Lysa. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And if you have been here before, thank you so much for coming back and supporting me. Today in this video, I'm going to be talking about something that is super important and super special to me. And as you can see by the title, it is about the menstrual cup. I want this video to be educational for women and men, and we're gonna get down and dirty, so if you have sensitive ears, then you might want to click off the video. But I want every woman to do some research and to at least give the menstrual cup a try, because I'm a firm believer that every woman should have it. I was the type of person who would wear pads and tampons, and I hated it, honestly. I felt like tampons were really toxic for my body. Pads felt like I was wearing a diaper. And the menstrual cup, I forget it's there. Like, I really do. I was really nervous and skeptical about it at first, but the more I used it and the more I became more familiar with it, the better my experience was. And now I'm never going back, you guys. So, with further ado, I want to get you guys the details. So just stay tuned and keep watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe if you like this video today. So the first time I tried the menstrual cup, it was in February 2019. I got the brand called the Blossom Cup, and it was $11.95 on Amazon. This specific menstrual cup has 4.5 out of 5 stars. Everybody is raving about it. I'm not the only one who's like in love with this menstrual cup. I really feel like it fit perfectly for me, and that is why I ended up getting 2 of them. I want to have one on the go, and I want to have one when I'm at home. You know, you never know when you're going to start your period a lot of times. They do have a package online where they have a large and a small if you don't know which size to get. I think they were saying if you have had children in the past that the large would be the best. And people who have not had children yet should go with the small. However, you know, everybody's vagina is differently. That's why I suggest to get the package of 2 with the small and the large, so you can try both and you can see which one best fits you. So in the package comes the box, a little bag to put your menstrual cup in when you're finished, the instructions that have all the good details of this cup, and the actual menstrual cup. So the menstrual cup is made out of medical grade silicone, and this one in particular is BPA and FDA approved. So it's safe and effective, and it can last up to 15 years. That is crazy, you guys. When I tell you I have saved so much money by using the menstrual cup, I really have, you guys. It is such a good investment considering it's only like $11.95 versus like all of this money that I was spending monthly on boxes of tampons and pads. It is so cost efficient. About the putting in and taking out process. Make sure your hands are clean, because you do not want to have spread of bacteria. You know, you just want to have hygienic practices. On the directions it says to sit down to put it in. However, that does not work for me. I find it easier to stand up and have my leg like propped up on something, or just stand up in a regular, you know, standing position. And I fold up the cup. I'm going to show you guys in a close-up of how to do that. And then I insert that in my vagina in a folded manner. And when you do that, it pops out and forms to the mold of your vagina. And that's how it collects the blood. So another thing that I want to point out, on the Blossom Cup, they have a 15 milliliter line and they have a 7.5 milliliter line. And basically that is to measure how much blood is actually coming from your menstrual cycle. So let's talk about taking it out. And the takeout process for me initially was horrid, because at first I thought it was stuck inside of me. I was pulling on the little, you know, I was pulling on the little end and it wasn't coming out, and I was freaking out. I was like, I'm gonna have to go to the hospital and they're gonna have to pull it out for me. But that is not what happened. I did some research on YouTube, and I basically learned that you basically have to push like you're having a baby. So you squeeze your vagina muscles together, and then you pull on this thing, and then it's gonna come out. I'm telling you guys, push like you're having a baby and tug on the little, you know, the tip piece, and then it's gonna come out, I promise you. So one thing that I want to talk about that I have not heard about the menstrual cup is how stiff it is when you initially get it. And over time, the more you use it, it does become more flexible and more bendy, and you just don't feel it as much anymore. So another thing that comes up, is it like really messy, and what happens when you're in a public restroom? I typically put it in before I go to work, and by the time I get back, that's when I can take it out. However, I would feel kind of weird if I brought out a bloody cup to wash in the sink and there were other people watching me. However, I just never ran into that issue because you can leave the menstrual cup within you for 12 hours, and I've never not had access to a private bathroom at that time. So I guess it would be kind of hard for like girls in dorm rooms and stuff. Oh, and another thing, you can also empty it in the shower. That's another thing that I do. So another common question that is asked is, how often should I change my menstrual cup? And I always say it depends on how heavy your flow is. The first and second day of my period are the heaviest days. So I like to change my menstrual cup probably every 8 hours, which would be like before I go to work and when I come home, and then before I go to sleep again. However, around my later days of my period, I can go up to 12 hours. Now, on the box and just online everywhere, they suggest that you do not go over 12 hours with the menstrual cup inside of you. You know, you just don't want to expose yourself to bacterial infections or even toxic shock syndrome, which is very uncommon for the menstrual cup. So it's completely safe, you guys. And once I get it out of my vagina with the blood in it, I empty out the blood in the toilet. Then I take the cup and I put it in my sink, and I just rinse the cup with water and soap. So another thing that you can do to help with discoloration of your menstrual cup, and just to make sure that it's clean and doesn't have a buildup of bacteria, is to boil a pot of water and insert your menstrual cup in the water and just let it boil for 10 minutes. And then when you're ready to use it next time, you'll know it'll just be like clean all the way. This is not a requirement, but I just like to take extra precautions because. Thank you guys so much for tuning into this video. If you have any questions, feel free to ask it in the comment section below. Let's have a conversation. Are you afraid of trying it out? Do you have any questions? Have you tried it out? What do you think about it? Let me know all in the comment section below. But if you do like this video today and you want to see more of my content, be sure to hit that like button and the subscribe button and that notification bell if you want to get alerted when I post. And I'll see you next time on Living with Lysa. Bye!